if you've ever considered building a website online and making money with it, you've likely experienced this problem of wondering which tools to use for the specific application, whether it's selling online courses, launching an e-commerce store, or even just offering your services as a portfolio for potential clients and prospects. In this video, I want to break down a kind of a threefer, three tools that all work really well together called Thrive Architect, Thrive Theme Builder, and Thrive Optimize. Now, obviously, these all come underneath the umbrella of Thrive Themes, and one of the main reasons why I want to cover this is because there's a single subscription that you can sign up for that could potentially save you a lot of money compared to all the other options out there of picking and choosing individual tools. But this is not purely a value-based choice. There's a ton of functionality that just came out in this tool set, and I cannot wait to dive into it with you here. Hey guys, John here from incomesh.com. My goal online is to help you find the perfect tools for your next project. And in this review, you're going to learn a lot about Thrive Themes. So let's go ahead and dive in here. We're going to cover the feature set, the integrations, the cost, what makes it stand out, what really can it improve on. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a rating and review to know if it's the right tool set for you. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into it here. I've pulled up a demonstration website. This is built with the Thrive Themes Builder, and I want to go through a couple of the important features here and just first get you to understand that Thrive Themes is a suite of tools. Let me show you what I mean when I say suite of tools. So here I'm in the product manager dashboard, and with a single subscription, we'll get to pricing at the end of the review, you get access to multiple tools of this suite. Each one of these serves a specific purpose, but the common thread, the common theme behind anything produced by this theme shop here and this software company is conversion focused. And the quick definition here is a conversion is when you get somebody to get from point A to point B, and point B being the goal you want for them. This could be getting a prospect to trust you enough to give you their email address for future marketing purposes. It could be getting somebody on your email list to become a customer for the first time for you. So where a lot of the WordPress tools out there, they focus on design, they focus on some of the techie nuts and bolts, Thrive really tries to keep things simple for you to grow a more conversion-focused online business. And I want to really focus in on this point because my background is on conversion optimization. I spent a decade of engineering time in corporate America, and the whole goal was to make processes work better. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in this tutorial here. So to keep this video understandable and bite-sized, I'm only going to be covering the theme here, the page builder, Thrive Architect, and their conversion-focused component called Thrive Optimize. But there will also be further reviews down in the comments section below of other content here for Thrive Themes. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you here the website. This was all built with a theme builder, so that means that every pixel on this page was controlled and designed through the Thrive Themes Builder. Let me show you exactly how that works. I'm going to come here and edit with Thrive Architect, and this will pull up their drag and drop page builder. Got it. All right, so in general, the way that Thrive Themes works is it tries to keep things very visual and very point and click. So if I hover over here, you can see anything on this page in the content area here. I can click on it, and it's not going to force me to have pop-up windows or worry about sidebars and all that. I can click and type directly right here. So a design catered to your needs wherever you live. So let's say instead I am going to be a florist. So let's say a bouquet, perfect for any occasion. Probably even misspelled occasion there, but you get the idea. All right, so I've got my new text here, and what I can even do, which makes it super easy, is let's say I want to say that I want my bouquet to be a pretty color. So I can click here, and I can change to the color here. Now, there's a ton to get into about this particular color management system. We'll get into that in a minute, but just remember that what's beautiful about Thrive is even if you're not a well-versed in design kind of person like me, I'm a math guy, I'm not a design person, they got you covered because they can take a single color, your main accent for the entire page, and give you an entire palette that you can use for your own design purposes. So that'll make that look perfect on any section. What you can also do here, if I want to just add maybe an icon underneath here or a button, I can just come over here and I can even search for the word icon, drag, and it'll give you exactly where you want to place it. Let's say right here, boom. And I can search for an icon just like that and put it in. Let's say I want to put the Apple logo right there. I can search for that. I can even duplicate it and move it over to the next column and put it right there. And this one, let's say I want to change that to Nike. Is Nike here? No, Nike's not here. Let's just do a check. And boom. Just like that, you can add icons super simply, but you can also add more than just a single bit at a time. Obviously, to build out an entire design like this would take a bit of time. So Thrive has actually built in a feature called the page block technology, which allows you to click a single button and pull up an entire library of designs that are already pre-configured to look good with your page. Let me show you how they do that. So if I want this product highlight area, I can simply click on it here and it'll pull that entire design into this page. So this text block, that text block, all the headers, this icon, the shadow, all this design is perfectly on brand. So once it's here, you still have full design capability. You can still add in whatever you want to. Let's say you want to have a countdown timer. So let's just do a countdown and I'll pull this guy in. I can still put whatever I want, wherever I want, and it makes it super simple for you. So as I come over here, let me just say I want to keep this color on brand as well. I'll click on my color, add it to my template, and now instantly this looks exactly correct. But now let's say that this blue, maybe you're doing a client project and the client doesn't like blue anymore. They just changed it right off the top. So what you would normally have to do in most page builders and most website technology in general is you would have to go through and change this button color, change this color, change that color. All the colors would have to be changed. And then even once you change that color, this faded blue background is now going to be not working with whatever color the new client picks. So they fix that for you entirely with what they call their color management system. So this is really cool. Let me show you how this works. So if I come over here to this paintbrush on the right-hand side, they've got a central style panel. And I can click and I can change the color to whatever I want. Let's say we're going to go orange this time. I'll switch over here, and what's happened instantly, no even reloading or anything required, is all the colors are still on brand, but they now fit with an orange theme. I could even change that from being orange to, let's say it's going to be whatever color you want, this bright, obnoxious green, and all the colors still work. And so what's even cooler than that, notice that little background hover color? Every single color in your palette has now been adjusted. And I'll show you how that works here. So what this does is basically figures out what would be a good medium opacity color, what would be a good dark color, what would be a good background color that all works with a single color you pick. So your entire website can instantly be brought on brand and easy to manipulate and change. If you're one of those people like me who tend to change their mind a lot, they've got you covered here with the Thrive Theme Builder. All right, let me give you a couple ideas of what you can do with this page block technology. We'll click on this. They've got different designs, different categories of them. So for example, if you're a blogger, you've got different articles you can put here. For hero sections, for building out landing pages or sales pages, this makes a lot of sense to put at the top of your page. And we will build out an entire couple of pages in this review so you can get an idea of all the features as we go. Lead generation, we'll cover that also in a minute. They've got some great integrations for different email marketing platforms. Pricing tables, this is a cool one here. So if I bring in a pricing table, boom, the entire thing looks beautiful, dynamic, but let's say we also want to have some features in here to kind of show what you're getting for $299. We're going to put a list, and we'll take that styled list. And let's say underneath, above this button, underneath all that content there, we want to have a styled list, and we can quickly and easily add in what you're going to get. So let me add a couple things in here just as an example. And just like that, we can add in some content that looks pretty good. I can do whatever I want to in terms of styling. If I want to change these checkboxes from checkboxes over to maybe targets, I can go to the main options here, change it from a check to a target or a bullseye and add that here. And that looks pretty cool as well. But let's say, for example, you want to have even more control. You can actually click into an individual icon and unlock it from the group that it's a part of and change this as well to something different. So let's just say a Facebook icon here. Maybe there's a community aspect to it. And you can even increase the sizes and do whatever it is you'd like to do as far as style. So you have a ton of control when it comes to styling out your pages with Thrive Architect. All right, let's go ahead and talk very briefly about probably what Thrive Themes is known most for, and that is for building conversion-focused sales funnels. And quickly, a sales funnel is several steps that are pre-designed, pre-engineered by you, the marketer, to get somebody from point A to point B, like we mentioned before, conversion focused, right? So let me show you exactly how that works here. There are templates, there are everything else you need to know to decide if this is the right tool for you. Okay, we're just going to save and exit out of here. And let's go ahead and build out a simple opt-in funnel. So we're going to have a landing page and a pop-up that can be put anywhere on your website. And the landing page is going to allow them to put their email address in, their name in, and maybe their phone number, and that'll get them a free cheat sheet. Okay, let me show you how that would work here in Thrive Architect. So I'm going to come up here to my plus sign and make a new page. And when I'm trying to build out a funnel, I like to start from the end and work my way forward. So let's say we're going to have this entire process, which is going to look something like this. We have our opt-in page here, where they get their freebie, and we're going to have their thank you page here. Okay, so I'm going to build this one first, and then I will link to it from my opt-in page. Let's just go ahead and build that out real fast here. So I'll make this a thank you page. And I'll save my draft. And I'll go straight into Thrive Architect so you can see this is not going to use any part of the theme. We're going to go directly into their template library, which allows you to get rid of all of the theme content that's there and just click on this little cloud button, and that'll pull up all of their smart landing pages. This is also one of their newer features. So what this is great for is, let's get started with, let's say, the Bright Smart. And within these smart landing pages, they give you amazing starting places. So if you have a sales page or a webinar page or whatever your specific funnel, your specific sales application is, it gives you almost everything you need to get started right here. But it also allows you to go further. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So let's just do the simple lead generation form here. So I'll pull this template up. And similar to everything else we've already been over, you can quickly change this. So 5 simple steps, let's say 5 simple videos to boost your website conversions, to boost your bouquet. So 5 simple videos to boost your flowers color. I don't know flowers, but we're going to roll with it, okay? So you can see here, we have this design. You could quickly and easily just change the entire color scheme of this page in the same way we did on the home page. We can come through here and see some pre-designed color schemes like this Bright 2, Bright 6, like all of these already work well together. But if you have brand colors, say for example, I'll pull up a couple of brand colors here. Let's say brand color number 1 is this pink, and brand color number 2 is this yellow. I can put that in, and just like that, my style and branding is looking good already, okay? So what's even cooler about this is not only are you given the ability to change the colors, but the content is super simple to drag and drop around as well. So like anything else, I can move this above or below, but you know, something that's missing from this particular landing page design is some testimonials. I would want to show some social proof for this thing before I ask people for their email address. So let's go ahead and add another page block. And now these are specific libraries of page blocks designed for this overall style, for this theme pack. So what I can do is I can come to testimonials, and I can see all these are going to work really nicely. I can already tell. Let's go ahead and drag this version in. And boom, that red is the same red as here, right? So now everything is still working nicely. It is designed well. I can change this image out. It looks like this image, there was no image up there, so I have to change that a little bit. Let's just pick another one for the sake of demonstration. And let's put some statistics for this particular freebie as well. Boom. Oh, look at this. Like, it would take hours to design even this amount that we've done already. And you can see here, the colors stay consistent. Come back here to a different version. Boom. Totally different look and feel for the page, but the exact same conversion focus here. Okay. So let's say, for example, you don't know what's going to be the best headline for your page. And let's say you don't know if these testimonials are better than other testimonials. How can you use data to understand which is the right solution for your page? Well, that's where A/B split testing comes in. So let me show you how this works. And this is part of the Thrive Optimize plugin. Okay. So if you have Thrive Optimize or part of their membership, which I recommend, you can do this at unlimited times. You can test as many different variations as you want to. Let's go ahead and do a very simple one here by clicking on the A and B. And what this is going to do is allow you to either clone this page by clicking the clone button, and now it'll make a second version of that opt-in page for you to adjust as you see fit, or you can actually create a new variation from scratch. And what you're doing here, the whole goal is to be able to serve a random version of your page based on what you design here to the next visitor that comes in, and it's going to measure the results. How many people actually opted in on this version versus that version, so you'll be able to better optimize your process over time. Okay, so let's make a couple of changes here. We'll first come to my variation that I just copied here. And let's do a small thing, like we're going to change the headline and we're going to change out one of the page blocks. So for this one, we're just going to change the headline real fast. Okay, totally a ridiculous headline. The most important aspects of becoming a gardener is below. And let's change out this block here for a different testimonial block. And let's just put a single testimonial that we think really encapsulates the brand. Boom. And we could even, for the sake of it, change our color scheme like that. I'm not a big fan of that one personally, but we're going to go with it. And that can be version B, right? We've already made version A. Here's version B. Let's go back to our test. We'll make version C, and I'll show you how powerful this is. Like, already see, these could totally perform differently, but let's make something also very different. Let's make this a video version. We'll use a different pack. So I'll come here and let's change our template out. And now, because of the theme builder, this is going to automatically match anything you do with your theme. So I'm going to come here and I will make a blank page, and we're going to build a landing page from scratch here together. Now you can see here, this actually has the header and everything else, but I can quickly come over here and say hide my header and even hide my footer. All right, this is all functionality of the theme builder. So let's go and add our first page block. Like we mentioned before, hero sections are perfect for this purpose. Let's go ahead and have one right here. Describe your service and why it matters. Again, we're using that color scheme that's going to be uniform throughout the entire website. I can even change it out here, and that'll all work together. All right, so let's add a couple more things, maybe some features. We'll come to the benefits and features. Let's put this here. And finally, let's ask for the email address. So we'll do lead generation, and let's have a very clear call to action right here. Perfect. So at this point, we have our 3 different designs. One thing we'll definitely have to do, and actually to launch this thing, is to link this up to our email marketing platform. Now, the good news here is Thrive Themes integrates with a metric ton of different email platforms. So we're going to go ahead and add a connection. And we don't have any added into our website here yet. So let's go ahead and just show you how that would work. We'll go to the API dashboard. And this will give us a bird's eye view of all the connections you can get inside of Thrive. So if you're beginning, you likely have one of these email marketing platforms. You see the list just goes on and on and on. They've got software as a service. They've got self-hosted solutions, everything you could want. They even integrate in with Sendowl for purchases, Amazon SES for transactional emails, GoToWebinar, Zoom, a ton of different things. Let's go ahead and simply integrate in with one of my accounts I use for testing purposes. I'll put this in here. And I simply put in my API key that I got from my email platform and hit save. And now we're back here to our spot. Let me just quickly hit save and refresh, and I'll show you how the link can work. All right, so here I've got my email account set up, and I can refresh my email lists, and this would be an email list I could send them to. And so as soon as somebody opts in here, they're going to be added to that email list automatically. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save one last time, and we'll come back over and set up our actual A/B test. I'll click my A/B button one last time. I've got my 3 different variations, and I can simply set up and start my test. I'll just call this YouTube test. Right, testing page designs. We've got really smart statistics people over at Thrive Themes, so I can enable automatic winner settings. So it'll force a certain number of people to come through for a certain amount of time, and they want to get some statistical significance that what you're doing is actually better than what you had before, which is the chance to beat the original. So what is your goal of this test? If you are integrating with some of their platforms that allow them to track your revenue, you can track your revenue there, how much money you got from different variations, how many people got to a certain place, if it's just like a button click from page 1 to page 2, or in this case, subscriptions is what we want to do. And it'll automatically track how many people subscribe to those forms. All right, so I did screw one thing up because I said I was going to start with the end, and then I just went ahead and built 3 different variations of my sign up page. So we're going to change this real fast and just say opt-in page. Sorry about that, I got ahead of myself. And we'll also create our thank you page that will send all that traffic to. Okay, so we'll come here, just call it thank you. And this one, we don't really need to A/B test our thank you page. We'll just build something very simple using the Thrive Architect Builder again. So I'll select a template once more. We'll go back to that same pack and we'll just find a thank you page. Let's do an email confirmation and assume that we're going to be hooking up our emails to send out when they join that list we set up in the previous step. All right, perfect. I'll just set my design as well. I think I ended up with a couple different designs on the previous version. I like this one the most, so we're going to go with it. Save and preview, and we're done. We've got our opt-in page, we've got our thank you page, and we've hooked it up with our email marketing platform. The only thing we need to do now is let's go in and connect so that when they submit their form on the opt-in page, it's going to take them automatically to the thank you page. This is why I meant to make the thank you page first. So I'll come in here, I'll click on my little lead magnet opt-in guy here. And what happens after successful submission, when somebody fills out the form, we're going to redirect them to that thank you page. I'm just going to type thank you. And that's the page we just created, the thank you page. And I can save and preview it. And I'll just update my test. So here we go. This is the final page. And if I go in and put my name in and my email address in, and I hit get access, it should automatically put me into my email marketing platform and send me over to that thank you page. And over time, what you can really do here is, let's say you have 3 or 4 different main offers you make to your audience, your people who come view your website. You can track and trend how each page is converting versus the other using this really nice dashboard here. This is Thrive Optimize, and allow yourself to make small tweaks over time to kind of definitively and using statistics to make your page perform even better, which could result in more visitors to your website. It could result in more leads to your email list. It could also result in more sales at the end of the day, which is obviously good for any business. Now, one feature that's unique to Thrive Architect versus other page builders is I really like using Thrive Architect in my blog posts themselves. And let me show you why. So if I come in here to my posts and I add a new blog post, for example, and let's just open this guy up in Thrive Architect. By the way, the entire design of this blog post is done with a Thrive theme builder. So like the styling of this is not dependent on any theme. You're not kind of forced in. If you want to change anything you want to, you certainly can. But what I like is when I go here and let's say I put some lorem ipsum text into this blog post, I can put whatever content I want to. I can write very similar to on a Word document or inside of a Google Doc or anything like that. And what's cool about this is if I need to add my images in between these blocks, every piece of, every separation in your blog post, you can edit and add content into. Okay. And that's super valuable. If you don't know what it's like using other page builders, you don't really value how important this is. But in most page builders, every big piece of text is kind of inseparable and you can't split them apart and put content in between, where in Thrive Architect, you certainly can. All right, so that's kind of a crash course of Thrive Theme Builder, Thrive Architect, and Thrive Optimize, which allows you to create your entire website from top to bottom, header, footer, everything in between, build out your pages, build out your funnels, your sales funnels, everything else, and even split test them to improve your conversions, okay? So what are the 3 things I really like about this Thrive system? Well, one is it's pretty easy to use once you get over that learning curve. There is a learning curve here. Let me just show you, clicking on this text here, you've got kind of options upon options, and that's the style they give you. Your background style, you can actually do layers of background. You can add an image underneath that background, and you can add a gradient underneath that. And every tab kind of opens up more tabs, right? There's a lot here. This is not the easiest page builder when you're first getting started. There can be a bit of a learning curve, but once you kind of get over it, it is pretty quick and easy to build content with Thrive Architect. That's the only reason why I would recommend it as your blog posting, because it's just, you have a lot of control over it and it's one plugin versus getting a bunch of different plugins to do the different design work pieces you need. Another thing I really love about Thrive as just like a company is they're very focused on the education aspect and giving you the tools you need all in one spot. So they've got an entire Thrive University. You can click down below. There's a link that you can join that as well for free. And it gives you some great beginner courses on conversion optimization, on a lot of things like that. And because they're focused on that conversion mission, all the tools they make kind of work well together. So if I go back into the Thrive product area, let me just come back in here to my product manager. If you're considering getting the membership to Thrive, it gives you access to everything. So for example, if you want to have better pop-ups and slide-ins to collect leads, Thrive Leads is one of the best tools out there for WordPress to do that. If you want to be able to make sure your blog posts convert as well as possible, you can actually A/B test the headlines. Thrive Ultimatum lets you create these scarcity timers so that new subscribers have a couple days, and after the couple days of a special deal, the price goes up or the offer goes away. Ways to improve your conversions there. So there's a lot in here to really like. Also, the third thing is if you're an online course creator and you don't want to pay out the nose for some of the more pricey software out there, Thrive Apprentice is one of their newest plugins for launching your own online course on your website. I'll be fully upfront and say it's not fully there, I think. I'm using it on my own site at the moment of recording this video, and there's some things I wish they'd update, and I know they're working on them. But if your focus is on saving cost, this is one membership platform that kind of gives you everything you need to get up and running on your WordPress website. So I really, really like that about Thrive. So what do I not like about Thrive? So there can be some times when, depending on the plugins you're using, Thrive doesn't always play nice with others, and that's just the truth. So if you're using a WooCommerce store, and if you're using certain security plugins that Thrive doesn't have a built-in relationship with, you can have some kind of weird results. Sometimes a page won't load the right way you want it to. Sometimes you'll get some gobbledygook on your homepage. Definitely with Thrive, more so than other tools out there, I would recommend try to keep your plugins down to a minimum. And use the tools you have with Thrive and see if that can serve your purposes. But if you are going to add in additional functionality outside of Thrive, simply just, first of all, double check that they're compatible. You can do that through the documentation on Thrive's website or on whatever tool you're looking at adding to your site. Double check that first, but also, do a backup before you install stuff. Then once you've installed it, double check, kind of kick it around, make sure it's good. And always clear your cache. It's like always step number one for anything in the world, before you assume it's all good and done. So that's just one piece. On the converse side, on the other side of that same token, if you find that for what you need to do, if you're selling digital products, if you're selling information, if you're selling services, if you're selling online courses, you probably don't need anything but what is already included in the Thrive membership, which could save you some money, and it also simplifies the overall process there. So just to kind of wrap things up, who is Thrive right for, in my opinion? I think Thrive is perfect for you if you're just getting started and you haven't even purchased a premium theme or any other page builder, and you want to be able to sell your knowledge or information or just make passive income through affiliate marketing and blogging. I think Thrive is an awesome tool set. They're a theme builder, and Apprentice, some of their newer plugins are just showing how forward thinking they are. They're kind of really jumping on these smart waves of building out entire themes click by click. It's at the point now where I never need to go to the WordPress customizer, like the WordPress backend that can confuse so many people. You, for the most part, don't need to do that anymore with Thrive. And that's a super cool feature there. And with online courses, obviously, they're a huge way to make money with them. It's what has allowed me to quit my corporate job a couple years ago, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you for all my wonderful students, my wife's wonderful students. So the online course aspect is fantastic. If you're going to be doing online courses with your Thrive Themes website, I do recommend selling those courses through ThriveCart. It just gives you a beautiful sales process. It works nicely together, and I've got a link down below for all that information as well. All right, guys, so that is my review of Thrive Themes, Thrive Architect, and Thrive Optimize. I probably could have split them out into 3 separate reviews, but the whole is greater than the sum of its parts in this case. So with this review, you can build your websites from point and click. You can write content on your blogs, on your pages with Thrive Architect. You can use your deep template library to get your content looking beautiful, and you can optimize your conversions along the way. What do you guys think? Which is Thrive Architect the right tool for you? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, do all that cool social media stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.